In this video, we are going to cover how to launch an online sports coaching business. If you don't know who I am, my name is Anj Bourgeois. I'm the founder of Catching Made Simple, and I've grown my online sports coaching business where I coach only baseball and softball catchers up to over $100,000 a year. On top of that, I help other coaches build their own online sports coaching business and have been in the trenches on this for 2 years. So what we're going to do is in this lesson right here, we're going to cover two things. We're going to cover launching new programs and launching existing programs, very similar ideas, but slightly different actual execution. Okay. And by the end of this, you're going to have a really good understanding of how do you use social media to get people into your program, and then ultimately you have to do a good job on it. Okay. If you want this whole document, you can get it at 100ksportscoach.com/launch. I'll have it set up right there. So if you want to go download this, have it so that you can look at it without having to type everything out, you can do that. Okay. So here's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with launching this new program. And this is all about going from 0 to 1. Okay. This is a lot of people that I work with. And again, this is an excerpt of my book, 100K Sports Coach. This is like part of one of the chapters. If you want to get it, it's free. You can go get it at 100ksportscoach.com/book. But let's go through this. So when you are just starting out, your primary goal is to get people through the door. I heard Hormozy say this, and it really helped me just move on things. He said, your bottleneck is your inflow. What he means when he says that is if you can't get people into your program for free, that's the number one thing that you need to do. And so you need to get people in so that one, you can get testimonials, and two, you can actually get good at the thing because you might not be that good at it if you've never done it before. Okay. With all that being said, there's two different types of launches. You may do a bit of both. The first type of launch is you're already working with clients in person and we're going to take them online. And the second type of launch is we're not working with anyone in person. We're just going to go online. Those are the two types of launches. Okay. So we covered that. So let's look at some example scripts. So this is a script if you have someone in person, you're doing lessons and you can go online. This is something that you can say. And again, you can modify this to whatever feels the best for you. But so I would say, hey, Jeff, I've noticed sometimes we repeat the same mistakes in our drills and everyone is doing it. I'm thinking of offering some extra practice and feedback during the week to help you improve faster and develop your skills more. It'll only take about 15 minutes 3 times a week. No extra cost, just a quick testimonial if it works well. What do you think? I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to say yes to that. And again, the goal is to get the testimonial. That's what you need because in one of the later chapters in the book, it talks about how you spin the flywheel of an online business. And flywheels are how big businesses get built. Okay. So this is the second type of launch, right? Not working with anyone in person. Basically, here's how this works. You use content to have some sort of DM conversation. This is especially good on Instagram because Instagram DMs are so good. You then from there set up a call and then they sign up and they pay you money. That's really the process, as simple as it is. So here is what a script could look like for this. So if you are a sport position and you keep struggling with skill, I can help you with your 100K offer. If you're not sure what that is, then go get my book because it will help walk through all of that. Then you say, all for free, DM me for details. So here's what this could look like. If you're a baseball or softball player with elbow or shoulder pain, I can help you fix it and throw 2 miles per hour harder within 6 weeks. I'm launching a program and this will be free for the first 10 people who sign up. Send me a DM if you're interested. Okay, so then when they sign up, what I would do is I would launch as a cohort and then you go into Evergreen. The reason why is because you want to build the community through the cohort, but then eventually you don't want to keep having to relaunch every month. You want people to sign up when they're ready. So you need to turn it into an evergreen program. And this is like a well-known thing. I figured this out because I launched it originally as a cohort. And then like I would get like one person want to sign up. And I'm like, I shouldn't make them wait for everyone else if they're ready. So I just figured this out. But apparently this is a very common like coaching model. I do think that this is the best play though. Launch together so that you get a group, you can have some urgency in terms of like when it actually starts, and then eventually you turn it into an evergreen coaching system. Here's how this worked for me. I launched for free in my cohort. This is a question that a lot of people ask, is they're like, how much should I charge? And again, your inflow is your bottleneck. If you don't have anyone wanting to work with you, then make it free, because they don't believe that you're actually going to be able to help. I started for free in my cohort. I worked with 12 people every day for a month for free, and I got great testimonials out of it. And those testimonials have brought in way more money than they would have paid me. So then eventually I turned it into $150 a week, and then 200, and then 249, and then 349, and then 400, and then 500, and now 649. I just had two people buy the 649 program last week. One of them I talked to on a Zoom call, and they were a referral of someone else. And then the other person I never talked to. They just bought it. So made $1,300 last week in revenue without really doing anything, because again, I have this ecosystem set up. Then after that, again, here's some additional insight. What I learned was that there were two main reasons that people weren't buying. One was that the program was too expensive at $649, which for some people, it really is too expensive. And that's totally fine. That's part of the reason that we make all of the free content. They can use a lot of the free content. I get people sending me DMs all the time saying, hey, I'm the best catcher in my league because I watch all your stuff, right? They've never worked with me. They might not ever work with me, but I've helped them enough to where they've significantly leveled up, which is really the goal at the end of the day. If you create enough value, you will get enough money back, without a doubt. And then the second thing was that the time commitment was too much, because it was an everyday program. And what I did, and again, you can read about this more in the book if you want it, but basically I structured the program so that it's a 3-day a week program, and then you still get the same benefits of it. So now I have a $349 for the 3 times a week feedback for 4 weeks, and then I have a $649 for everyday feedback. But what I'm realizing is you don't need 2 separate programs. You can just have them do the, like, whatever the first drill is, do that for the first 2 days. So they do it, get feedback on it, they do it again, get feedback on it, and then they move on to drill 2. So if they want extra feedback, then you can do that, but you just have to build one program. So that's something that, again, as I've done this more and more, it's really helped. So now I want to walk through some scripts of how we actually launch these coaching programs once we have infrastructure, because that's these next 2 videos that we're going to look at are probably 2 of the best videos I've ever seen when it comes to launching a coaching program. However, one thing that is different about these people than likely you, whoever's watching this, is these guys have existing programs with existing results, and they have great infrastructure, and they aren't doing the delivery of it, but it works really well. I'm going to show this to you. I don't think that the sound is going to work when I show you this video, unfortunately, but we can watch it, and then we'll come back and basically we'll take a look at the transcript. We'll look at how the script is categorized, and then I'll give you the template. And again, if you want the actual document, you can go to 100ksportscoach.com/launch and you can grab it there. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look at my man Jenk right here. Looks like I might not be able to put my face on here. Let's take a look at this. And I want you to just see how many posts he has here. And now he has named his program the Freak Athlete Protocol, which I just think is awesome. And now what you're seeing too, because one of the things that he's coaching on is he's coaching on exit velo. And so he sees exit velo, exit velo. We have a person right here that is likely one of his clients. We have exit velo. We have him hitting because he's a beast, and exit velo, right? So everything, all of his content is then feeding into his program, which just creates this really nice flywheel effect. But let's take a look at this video. Wow, this is down here, right here. Okay, so this got 101,000 views. I'm pretty sure this is all organic, okay? And then we look at this, it got 369 comments, okay? Just, this is crazy. So This is what he says. Are you a high school player dreaming of earning a D1 scholarship? You don't have the power, speed, or arm strength to set you apart. And on top of that, you don't have connections to college coaches or scouts. Luckily, I have an incredible opportunity for two driven athletes by the end of the day tomorrow. I will personally be guiding two dedicated high school baseball players one-on-one, and I'm going to increase their exit velo anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour, increase their throwing velocity by 3 miles per hour, and shave off 3 seconds of their 60-yard dash. And that's guaranteed or your money back. And then after I turn these two into freak athletes, I'm going to help them get college scholarships. These two spots will be open until 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, but they're likely going to go in the next few hours. It's first come, first serve. If this at least remotely interests you, then shoot me a DM or drop interested in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you ASAP. Okay, this is unbelievable. And Ian is the man. I freaking love him. But so this is pretty good too. I also like this. I will change your life. And like in talking to him, he actually has completely changed a lot of these people's lives, which is really cool. So then he has an automation set up where when you comment interested, then I immediately get DM'd basically whatever his, I think it's the page to his landing page. So then I get DM'd a link to his landing page, and then I go book a call, right? That's essentially how the structure works. Now, I want to look at this with you, and I just read the transcript, so we'll go right into the categorization. But two things to note here: the text hook, easiest way to get a college scholarship, and then the text at the end on screen is comment interested. Otherwise, all of the text is just captions. Okay, so here's what this looks like. So easiest way to get a dream outcome. So you're going to see this both in Ian's script and in Trevor Bauer's script as well. But there's a call out. Are you a high school baseball player? Okay, so a specific call out to a specific person. In the sales and marketing world, they call that an avatar. So high school baseball player is an avatar with a dream outcome. So dreaming of earning a D1 scholarship. So this is the avatar that we are talking to. The reason that he starts with this, because if someone is a soccer player, then hopefully they scroll by. We want to catch the attention of the right people and not catch the attention of the wrong people. So then I came up with what this is. I didn't know exactly what to call this, but I see it as like a gap question. So we're trying to create the gap. Your dream is this, but you don't have power. So gap 1, speed, gap 2, or arm strength, gap 3. And on top of that, you don't have any connections to coaches or scouts, gap 4. Then we go into the new opportunity. Luckily, I have an incredible opportunity, scarcity for 2. So scarcity is about how many there are. Urgency is about time. Okay. So scarcity for only 2 people, urgency by the end of the day tomorrow. So 2 people is the number of things. That's scarcity. Urgency is time by the end of the day tomorrow. And then we increase the certainty, or as Hormozi would say, the perceived likelihood of success. I will personally be guiding 2 dedicated high school baseball players one-on-one. So when you have that much access, the likelihood of achievement goes up, which makes the offer more compelling. Then we get into the promise. So I'm going to increase the exit velocity anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. So again, we're coming back to here: power, speed, arm strength. And then result 2, increase your throwing velocity and then shave off 0.3 of their 60. And that's guaranteed or your money back. And then after I turn to these 2 athletes into freak athletes, I'm going to help them get scholarships. And this is actually, when you look at it, it would be result 4. Because when we look at gap 4, so basically the problems that we stretched, the gaps that we created, we're saying, hey, with this new opportunity, we're going to fill all of those. And so then from when we go into there, then we go back into scarcity. So 2 spots will be open until 8 Eastern tomorrow. And that's, I guess this would technically fall under urgency as well. But they are likely going to go in the next few hours. Yes, that's a little bit more accurate. So again, scarcity is about the number. So 2 spots will be open. Urgency until 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Urgency again, but they're likely going to go fast. Urgency again, it's first come, first serve. Then we get into the interest. So if this at least remotely interests you, then shoot me a DM. This is the call to action, or drop interested in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you ASAP. And so, there could be a few different words for how you would categorize this. I think it would be next steps or like expectation setting, even. And then again, he has comment the keyword to trigger the automation. So if we turn this into a template, what it would look like is you have a call out. So are you an avatar dreaming of whatever the goal is, but you don't have deficiency 1, deficiency 2, deficiency 3 to achieve it, to achieve the goal. And on top of that, you still don't have deficiency 4. Well, luckily, I have an incredible opportunity for 2, scarcity. And then one of the things that Ian does really well is he is really good with his words. And so you look back at some of these adjectives: to driven athletes, incredible opportunity, dedicated high school players, freak athletes, right? If that at least remotely interests you, he does a really good job of using adjectives to enhance the entire experience of reading or listening to the script. He does a really good job. So that's what I say ideal adjective here, because you want to use the adjective that embodies the type of person that you want to work with. So again, he's using driven, dedicated, because those are the type of people that he wants to work with. And so if they're not a dedicated or not a driven athlete, that's also like a filtering device, just like the call out of are you an avatar? So that if they're not an avatar, they won't listen to the rest of it. Same thing here. If they're not driven, if they're not dedicated, then it's probably not going to work as well. Then we get into the promise. So I'm going to result for skill 1, result for skill 2, or deficiency 2, however you want to think about it, and then result for skill 3. And his offer is also great because it's so measurable, because he's talking about hard numbers. He's talking about exit velo MPH or miles per hour. He's talking about speed in terms of your 60 time, which is a stopwatch. And then he's talking about throwing velocity, which is also miles per hour. And it's a very measurable offer, which makes it even better, because then you can track results and have, hey, the average person increases their exit velo by X time in like 2 months. And so then you're not just making promises, but you're saying, hey, look, this is what the average result is. Here's the top result. Here's the bottom result. Here's what the average is. Do you want that? And then you have hard data, and you don't have to make any crazy claims. You just tell the truth. You just state the facts and tell the truth. So then he keeps going. I'm going to help them get skill 4. I got to change these as well. So I'm going to help them get the result for skill 4. 2 spots will be open until whatever the time it ends, but they're likely going to go in the next few hours. It's first come, first serve. If this at least remotely interests you, then shoot me a DM or drop the keyword in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you ASAP. This is pretty killer. Again, when we look back at this, we can see 101,000 views, 369 comments, and that does account for his comments back, because sometimes you can have those automated as well, but that doesn't account for any DMs that are sent where they didn't comment on it. So now let's take a look at Trevor Bowers, and I want to show you this. You guys, this is crazy. He has 2,300 comments on this video. Okay, so when we look at this, he has 319,000 views and 2,000 comments. This is crazy. So let's watch it. Another thing that he does really well right here is moving the whole time. So the background is constantly changing. So let's take a look. Pitchers, let me ask you a simple question. Would adding 5 miles per hour to your fastball completely change your career? Maybe you're looking to get drafted next year, but you're only 90 92. What if you were 95, 97? Or maybe you're hoping to make varsity and get noticed by colleges. Would 5 miles per hour help with that? The guys that throw the hardest get the most opportunities. So how do you become one of them? Sure, get stronger and move better, but what exactly does that mean, and how do you do it? You could listen to your high school coach and hope he knows what he's talking about, or you could sign up for the 4-App Pitching Academy and learn directly from me and Tim. Together, we've helped hundreds of players just like you get stronger and take their career to the next level. Like Logan, up 5 miles per hour, Cooper, 3, Cameron, 4, Aiden, 5. We'll do everything for you: mechanics, throwing programs, strength, mobility, nutrition. All you have to do is put in the work. Plus, get 24/7 direct access to us to ask any questions and learn the methods that have helped over 50 pro pitchers and hundreds more college and high school players. We're only accepting 5 athletes right now, and these will be pulled by the end of the day. So If you're interested, comment Velo and I'll send you the DM to sign up. Okay, that is just absolutely crazy. Also, that he did that in one take is just insane to me. Because if you can do that in one take, he must have had a script in front of him because he delivered it flawlessly. If you go actually watch the video, again, the link is right here. You can go watch it and listen to it. But he delivers it flawlessly. And he's walking around the whole time, opening doors, all this kind of stuff. So there's like this really dynamic movement in the background as he's walking around. It's just really impressive. So again, he has a whole facility, he has a whole team behind him that's going to deliver on this. And if you were just starting out, you probably can't make these types of claims, and you probably don't have these types of results as proof. And so that's where I would go, like on the earlier launch frameworks that I gave before up above. But if you do have a really solid established foundation and you have delivery on lock and you're really getting people results, then you can really pour some gas on the fire that's already burning and blow it up with a type of script like this. So let's take a look at this. Let's categorize this thing. Again, we have the call out right at the beginning, pitchers. So Jenk said, are you a high school baseball player? He just says straight to pitchers, right? So he doesn't say, are you? He just goes right to it. First word, pitchers. And he's getting out of his car as he's doing it. Pitchers, let me ask you a simple question. So one more thing to note on this as well. Both Ian and Trevor are both very well known within their space. Ian is probably one of the best educators when it comes to hitting and explaining the differences of the different types of philosophies and looking at what good hitters do and speaking to both sides. And Trevor's probably one of the most qualified pitching mechanical people that there is. And they both make a ton of educational content already that both hitters for Ian and pitchers for Trevor, they already view them as authorities in the space. They are already spending a ton of time listening to them. So this is another thing that, again, if you're just beginning, you're not going to have the same level of trust and authority and familiarity with your face and time spent listening to you teach as you would if you are more established. So again, that's why I put that beginning script at the top, but I think this is still really valuable, even if you're beginning, to understand what's happening and how they're creating this and getting these incredible results. So we have a call out, which is pitchers. Then this is the hook. This creates an open loop in the mind. And then they're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll listen to this. It says, let me ask you a simple question. I love that. Would adding 5 miles per hour to your fastball completely change your career? You think about it, you're like, yeah, okay, all right, I'm listening. So then he speaks to two different avatars here, and I want you to see this. He speaks to a college avatar and like a high school, middle school avatar that's trying to get to varsity. So he says, maybe you're looking to get drafted next year, but you're only 90 to 92. What if you were 95 to 97? Okay. Now, if you go from 90 to 92 to 95, 97, now we're talking, okay? And they know that if their dream outcome is to go play professional baseball, they want to get drafted, right? Because this is the dream outcome right here. They know that if they could get 5 miles per hour more, they would probably get picked up. People that throw 97 get picked up. And then he goes to another avatar to make sure that he hits both of them. Because if he only speaks to the college guys or the high school guys that are going to get drafted, then he's missing a whole segment of the marketplace. So then he adds in another question. Or maybe you're hoping to make varsity and get noticed by colleges. Would 5 miles per hour help with that? So again, different dream outcome because we're talking to a different person. Maybe you're looking to get drafted. Could be a high school guy, could be a pro guy. But then we say, or maybe you're hoping to make varsity and get noticed by colleges. The way that he worded this is really good because maybe you're hoping to make varsity. That could be a high school guy that's on the fringe that wants to make it to varsity, or that could be like a 12-year-old that really wants to make varsity and potentially play as a freshman, stuff like that. But if you're already on varsity, he also has another dream outcome for you. You're already on varsity. You're hoping to get noticed by colleges. So he just hit with those two questions. He hit basically every level of baseball player to the dream outcome of what is the next thing that they want. It's really impressive in terms of the scripting. Into the gap question or the gap statement. The guys that throw the hardest get the most opportunities. So it's not really a question. This is a statement, but he's creating the gap. The guys that throw the hardest get the most opportunities, which also implies if you aren't throwing hard enough, you aren't getting enough opportunities. So, how do you become one of them? Again, there's the gap again. So then we get into paths. Sure, get stronger and move better. And this is something when it comes to scripting that we always want to try to do. What's the thing that they think that it's going to be? Okay, let's say it, but let's say that it's not that, it's something else. And so, how do you become one of them? They'd probably say, if you ask someone like, hey, how do you throw harder? They're like, yeah, I got to get stronger, clean up my mechanics. So he says, sure, get stronger and move better. And then he questions essentially the definition of it and how well you actually know what it means. But what does that actually mean? And how do you do it? You could listen to and then he goes into path number 2. You could listen to your high school coach and hope, notice that key word, and hope he knows what he's talking about. Or path number 3, this is a really common framework. Path 1, path 2, path 3 being your solution that uniquely solves the challenges that the other ones don't solve. Or you could sign up for the 4-app Pitching Academy. Now he gets into his credibility, and you can learn directly from me and Tim. And I'm not sure who Tim is at this point, but I know that Trevor Bauer is the GOAT, right? And when it comes to pitching mechanics and understanding delivery, he's probably up at the very top of people who can explain, especially biomechanically, what's going on. Whether you like him or not, he's really smart at that. So then he says, learn directly from me and Tim. Together, we've helped hundreds of players just like you get stronger and take their career to the next level. So dream outcome. Okay, then he gets into testimonials like Logan, Cooper, Cameron, Aiden with the result. I think it would have been even more powerful if they would have done like an overlay of the screenshot or of a video of the transformation or of them throwing or something like that. But then this is another great framework right here. What we do versus what you do. He says, we'll do everything for you: mechanics, throwing programs, strength, mobility, nutrition. What you do, all you have to do is put in the work. And then he adds on some bonuses. Plus, get 24/7 direct access to us to ask any questions. Now, it's probably not Trevor, but his team, and learn the methods that have helped over 50 pro pitchers and hundreds more college and high school players. So again, we're just stacking credibility on the question of, can you actually help me? And he says, look, I have mountains of evidence that I've helped people just like you. Whether you're pro, whether you're college, whether you're high school, we've helped hundreds of people just like you. And then he gets into scarcity. We're only accepting 5 athletes right now. Urgency, and these spots will be filled by the end of the day today. So if you're interested, CTA, comment velo or whatever the keyword is, and I'll DM you the link to sign up. Now, I like this keyword of velo because this is the outcome that he's talking about. Would adding 5 miles per hour to your fastball completely change your career? So it makes sense that the keyword would fit the dream outcome that they want. So when we look at this from a templated version, we have the call out. So position, let me ask you a simple question. Would dream outcome completely change your career? Maybe you're looking to dream outcome next year, but you're experiencing this problem. What if you were better? That's essentially what we're saying, right? What if you were better? Or maybe you're hoping to dream outcome and dream outcome 2. Would getting better help with that? The guys that are better get more opportunities. So how do you become one of them? Sure, you could work on what everyone knows, but what does that actually mean and how do you do it? Or you could listen to another person and hope they know what they're talking about. And this could be another authority figure of what you're already doing, probably. So likely your coach. And then we go into path 3, the new opportunity. Or you could sign up for my opportunity and learn directly from me and anyone else who's helping you. I've helped X number of players just like you get stronger, take their career to the next level, whatever the outcomes are specifically that they're looking for. And then you list testimonials like this person who got this result, this person who got this result, this person who got this result 4 times. Then you say, we'll do everything for you. We come up with the plan. We tell you what to work on. We give you personalized feedback. We give you custom roadmap. All you have to do is put in the work. Right? This is a great example of, again, we take all the grunt work on our end. All you got to do is go execute, right? That's exactly what you want. And then we get bonus plus get 24/7 direct access to ask any questions and learn the methods that have helped over X number of people who are not you, but have become or have gone where you want them to go. So this is, he says, pro players and then college and high school players. And so like he's going one level up of what's the next level that they want to be at. We've helped hundreds of people get there. And so again, we're creating that gap of where they want to go. Then the scarcity, we're only accepting 5 athletes right now, and these spots will be filled by the end of the day. So if you're interested, comment keyword and I'll DM you the link to sign up. Really impressive. So now here is a script. I never actually made this video because I have instead tried to just focus more of my energy on this 100K sports coach because I really like helping the coaches. And if I get a ton more catchers, that's going to take more time from my fulfillment side. And I don't really want to hire anyone else to do the fulfillment right now. I've tried that a few times and I think it could work, but a lot of times the people that are signing up, they want to work with me. And I actually really like working with them. And so I haven't specifically made this. Here is an example of a version of a script that I made off of Ian's post. So the text hook, easiest way to get a college scholarship as a catcher. And so I'll just read it and you can see how it all fits back in. Are you a high school catcher dreaming of earning a college scholarship, but you have a slow pop time, bounce your glove on the low pitch, and are rough around the edges on specialty plays? And on top of that, you don't have connections to college coaches or scouts. Luckily, I have an incredible opportunity for 2 driven catchers by the end of the day tomorrow. I will personally be guiding 2 dedicated high school baseball players one-on-one. I'm going to drop their pop time by 0.2 seconds, reduce the bounce in their receiving, and turn them into a complete defensive catcher. And that's guaranteed or your money back. And after I turn these 2 into complete catchers, I'm going to help them get a college scholarship. These 2 spots will be open until 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, but they're likely going to fill up in the next few hours. It's first come, first serve. If that even remotely interests you, then shoot me a DM or comment interested below, and I'll get back to you ASAP. So I think if I was to make this video, it would probably get quite a bit of a response. But again, when you look at your time, there's only so many things that you can do. I really want to help other coaches because I believe in this remote training opportunity so much. And so I decided not to actually post it. But as you look at this, now you have a really good framework for where you are. If you are launching a new program, what type of example of a launch would look like. And if you have an existing program, how you can throw extra gas on it. And this is exactly what I would do if I was launching a new program or launching an existing program with a higher tier offer. So I hope that this really helps you. Again, if you want this document, you can go to 100ksportscoach.com/launch. It'll be right there. And if you want the book, there's a whole bunch of other images just like this in this book. Spent a bunch of time making this and it's really nice. It's 50 pages and it's as condensed as I can get everything that I've learned into the best process, a written format that gives you the whole roadmap of what to do to launch an online sports coaching business. So all that being said, thanks for tuning in on this video. I'm glad that you liked it. And if you liked it, then check out the next video too. It should be up in the corner. All right. I'm Anj Bourgeois. Let's win together. Peace.